So Charlie couldn't get through to Pirate Software. Maybe Josh Strife Hayes could get through to Pirate Software. Because this dude is just like all around a smart guy, a good dude. Probably knows more about the gaming industry than Pirate Software. So let's see what he's got to say. Let's see what they got to say about all this.
Today we're going to play Book. And I'll tell you why we're going to play Book. It's because Twitch... This is a smoothie, by the way. I'm being really healthy. It's because Twitch just doesn't seem to like people playing video games.
True. They like the terrorists supporting Hamas Diddy Pikers of the world.
I'm getting that vibe. I'm getting that feeling. I was reading an interesting report commented upon by Tim the Tat Manathy, where he said, rightly so, that just chatting is far bigger than anything else on.
Remember when Twitch was purely gaming? And they wouldn't even allow people on the platform unless they were gaming? Remember that? And then they were like, oh, you know what? We're just gonna let hot tub streamers take over. That's where it all started, I think.
On Twitch. Just chatting has like 300 to 500k viewers. Every other video game doesn't even come close. League of Legends, I think, is the second closest at like 100k. Annoyingly, it's just not true. It's not a thing for playing video games. It's a thing for chatting, and it's because more people value drama than they do value any individual single game.
True.
But I'm not going to get into drama. I am above that.
I am not above that. I will get into the nitty-gritty of the drama. I don't care. I'll even be completely wrong about it. I don't give a fuck.
I am enlightened. I am superior to all that. I will stand on my lovely pedestal above, and I will not be degraded. I will not devolve into talking about drama.
Yeah, I'll just be sitting here in the pig pen, playing in the mud. I don't even give a fuck. I'll keep making my slop.
So, Pirate Software. What happened?
He lied? He manipulated?
With that whole thing.
He's a fucking moron. Nepo baby.
What's going on there, guys? What's happening? Alright, no. I'm
People are finding out what I've been saying the entire time.
I spoke to Pirate Software. I sent him a DM on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. I've got two important things to say about that. First of all, the internet is capable of generating more laser-focused hatred than almost anything we've seen in the past, in history. Yeah, there have been massive standing armies who have all had ideas of destruction against an ideal, but the fact that the internet has made it possible for millions of people to laser-focus hatred on a single individual is... it's a situation we've never seen before in history.
Well, he like doubled, tripled, quadrupled, quintupled, sextupled, septupled down. I can keep going.
It's insane. And
he was completely wrong. Like, I think he doesn't deserve like actual real harassment and hate, but like dude needs to know that he is wrong. And the energy that he's giving out is the same energy that he's gonna get back. But he can't handle that. So he just bans everybody who brings it up in his chat. So he can just always be right. He doesn't have to be wrong. If all the people saying he's wrong just aren't there.
What a lot of people don't understand is that the internet is full of very unhinged, very dangerous people. You may disagree with someone. You may dislike them. You may want to leave a mean comment. And to you, that's just one mean comment.
And I will completely crash out and scream and yell about them. But I'm not gonna like actually do anything to them in real life. That's fucking insane. I'm not gonna like make threats. That's stupid.
Now, to someone who gets thousands a day, it mentally adds up. Mean comments do a tiny amount of psychic chip damage every single time you see them, but nothing heals that back.
That's not entirely true.
But even that can be survived. What you forget is the internet's full of unhinged people.
Yeah, and it's also fake. The internet is completely fake. All the people on the internet aren't real. You don't know these people. They don't know you.
Who are going to find your home address, who are going to find your number, who are going to bombard you, who are going to harass your family, who are going to send death threats, who are going to attempt to actually do that. It is horrific.
Yeah, those are the morons that are trying to make the internet real. And it's not real.
So I need to make it very clear. I disagree with Pirate Software. I still think he deserves a level of safety, a
Yes.
level of respect, a level of civility, a level of basic human decency. I can disagree with his position strongly, while still not wanting harm to befall him.
That's crazy that we have to talk about this, man. That we have to, like, tell people, don't try and harm people IRL, because this is all internet, it's all fake. Like, at the end of the day, we're talking about fucking video games here, man. It's not a big deal. Really.
While still not wanting to see him mentally suffer. And some people, they focus on the revenge, the vindication.
You should see the people down there in my comments defending Pirate Software and, like, completely hating on me, telling me I'm a garbage person, which, like, you know what? I'll take it, man. Like, sure, at least you're leaving a comment and engaging, watching the video. I'll take it. I don't give a fuck. None of you people are real, even the people who like me. You're not real.
More than the actual achieving of an actual possible goal or being, you know, a decent human being. So I messaged him afterwards and I said, look, you are my opponent in this specific intellectual battle, but you are not my enemy on a personal basis.
True. Like, if I was face to face with Pirate Software in real life, even though I think he's garbage, he's not a monster. I don't think he's inherently evil. I think he's got some evilness, like some demons. I think he has some demons inside him, but who doesn't?
I don't know enough about your life to want to hate you. And even if I did hate you, I wouldn't want to put any energy of mine into hating you. You forget that there are people who just, they will spend their entire life, they will spend their free time sending hate to people they don't like. To me, that's unconscionable. It's weird. If I have free time, I'm going to build and paint some Warhammer. I'm going to play some video games. I'm going to go back and rewrite more Expedition 33 fanfiction. I'm Verso, by the way.
Yeah, when I come away from these videos, whenever I am done making the videos, I go back into real life and I don't think about it anymore.
You didn't hear that. I'm going to spend my time doing stuff that brings me joy, that brings me happiness. I'm not going to spend time spreading hate to somebody else, but the internet has made it possible for so many
Actual hate, by the way. Not just like some disagreeable words or like some colorful words. Because I don't actually hate the dude.
people to spread so much hate to an individual. So I disagree with.
I think that Josh Strife Hayes is kind of talking about people who are screaming at him that he's a piece of shit, which I think those people are justified screaming at him that he's a piece of shit. But if you scream at him that, like, somebody needs to SWAT his house, you need to be locked in a box. Go fuck yourself. That's not what we're here for. That's not what we're doing.
His position, and I think he has gone about his discussions in the wrong way, which is a point I'll get into in a second, but we have to make it very clear foundationally that he still deserves a level of safety. I tend to go back to, have any of you seen the film Troy? I like the film Troy. I understand that Troy is a dramatization of historical events, and it was.
I wish that I could talk to Pirate Software online, man, and then I can just scream at him, and I want him to scream back at me. I don't want it to be me screaming at him the whole time and be like, yeah, you're an idiot. Because then I'll just be like, oh, well, that's not what I was here for, man. I want to have an argument. I want to be entertaining. I want this to be entertaining. This is entertainment. This is YouTube. It's for entertainment, after all. All this drama, people keep up with it because they are entertained. Like they have an actual foot in the race, you know? Because they don't.
Nowhere near as accurate as, you know, it's portraying it to be. But there was still, in ye olden times, the idea that after a big battle, both armies would be allowed to collect the bodies of their dead and bring them back to their own individual camps for a level of respect. It was that, okay, we've fought, you know, we've killed each other now, a lot of bad stuff's happened, but there is still a code. There's still a level of rules. There's still a standard that we all kind of abide by. So, let's all have a level of respect for each other. Let's do that. That level of respect, that code is gone on the internet. It's absolutely, completely gone.
Actually, no, it's not. You're completely wrong about that. Actually, it is the far left insane weirdos and the far right insane weirdos that are perpetuating all this. Normal people, even if they're upset and even if they're screaming and crying about stuff like me, we don't wish harm onto people. And I will still talk to people that I don't like. I will still talk to people who I deem to be completely fucking evil, who I think need to be off the internet. I'll still talk to them. I'll talk to anybody. I don't have to be friends with them. And I don't wish harm upon anybody. If you did something actually evil and illegal, you know, You go to court, get locked in a box if you get found guilty.
I think a lot of people forget that the point of a discussion is not to beat the other person into agreeing with you. That's not what it is. You don't bully someone into agreeing with you.
Yes. But at a certain point when somebody's just not listening and they're just being disingenuous and they're being a piece of garbage about the whole thing, at that point I'm just gonna be like, no, fuck you, man. No, get fucked.
Don't beat someone into thinking that you're correct. Ain't the way it works at all, but people think it is.
True.
And this brings up the final point that I'll bring up on this. Before we play a book. Pirate Software prides himself on being a very logical human being.
No, he doesn't.
He prides himself on the idea that he can look at a situation and objectively analyze it from...
He just pretends that he is and thinks that he is, but actually, it is illogical to misrepresent things, lie about things, be a corporate shill, pretend that you're smarter than everybody because you're the game developer of YouTube. Like, get the fuck out of here with that, man. You look ridiculous. You're making yourself look ridiculous.
Yeah, many different angles. And he has skills that I don't. I don't know the first thing about game development. I don't know the first thing about coding. To me, tricking...
Yeah, I don't know the first thing about game development or coding, but I do know a thing about consumerism. And that if you buy a product, you're supposed to fucking keep it. It doesn't matter if that's not the way that the game was developed. Should have developed it that way. And if you don't, then we're just gonna take it and crack it. And then we're gonna get sued for it. Somebody will get sued for taking the game and cracking it open because the developer is a fucking piece of garbage. And then there's nothing they're gonna be able to do about it because they're gonna sue the person that's trying to crack it, and then somebody else will be like, oh, well, you can't sue me, and then they'll try to sue them, and then another person will be like, well, you can't sue me, and it's just a cat and mouse game, and you caused it by not allowing the community to do the thing that communities do, and that is to play games. You don't decide what games we play, game developers. We decide what games we play. If we buy a game, we keep it. It should be that simple.
The rock into thinking is magic. I have no idea how coding works at all. I won't even claim to. The closest I've ever got is I downloaded an old RPG Maker toolkit.
Sure, but I follow people who do know how coding works, and they say that Pirate Software is full of shit.
Called Toolkit 2 years ago. And obviously I bought RPG Maker when it went on Steam sale for like £5 and then never used it because I can't do that and I'm not that clever. So he has skills and abilities that I absolutely do not have, and he prides himself on using these to logically follow through any kind of process to where he gets to. But this is skipping over probably the single most important thing that you need to remember when dealing with people. Human beings are not logical. We are not logical beings whatsoever.
Pirate Software is, apparently. He's the only one. We're not logical creatures. Pirate Software is, though. I don't know. I kind of don't like Josh Strife Hayes' argument here. Like, I see where he's coming from, but I don't think he knows how to explain it very well. But also, I don't know how to explain my position very well, so I'm not even going to give him shit for that.
And ironically, Pirate proves this when, if pushed back, specifically about game development, he himself gets emotional. And that's totally okay.
No, it's not. It's fucking stupid. It'd be okay if he was right, but he was completely wrong, and he doubled, tripled, quadrupled down.
Human beings are emotional things. I get angry, I get annoyed, I get upset, I get really excited when stuff happens.
If a whole bunch of people, if my entire community was trying to explain to me that I was wrong, I'd probably be like, oh, wait, hold on. Let me argue a little bit, see where they're coming from, see if they're right and I'm wrong. Like, I am willing to be wrong. Pirate Software is not. He has to be right about everything. Big brain top shit.
And this is what I think a lot of logical people forget. Human beings do not want to agree with whom is correct. They want to agree with who they like.
Except for in this instance, Pirate Software is incorrect. Like, did Josh Strife Hayes even look into this at all? Or did he just see all the hate that's going toward Pirate Software and was like, I like Pirate Software. He's not talking about how Pirate Software is wrong. What's going on here?
And if that sounds like some kind of weird truth bomb, it's not. It shouldn't be any kind of shock to any of you. If you are objectively correct, and be honest with yourself, if you are objectively correct but you are unlikable, people will disagree with you.
Except for Pirate Software is objectively incorrect. What are you getting at?
On principle against you. Not the process or the idea, that's probably correct, but you. That's what they'll disagree with. Have you, and I know I have you ever disagreed with something that you know is objectively correct?
Okay, but Pirate Software didn't disagree. He didn't disagree with me and the other people. He outright misrepresented what the whole thing was about. Like, what are you talking about here? Well, I don't understand why Josh Strife Hayes is trying to defend him so hard on this. Like, I get the no actual harm argument, but like, I don't know what he's getting at here.
Because the person saying it just rubs you up the wrong way.
Yeah, and his chat is like blowing smoke up his ass too. Like, what's going on? What is this?
You ever
It's
done
so
that?
Weird.
I think we've all done that. I think we've all looked at someone and gone, "You are correct, but I hate you. Therefore, I'm going to go against you." It makes it difficult.
I don't do that at all, I don't think. Like, I think I've agreed with Hassan Piker on some things even, and that's like the worst person on earth, or at least on the internet, like in the public eye. Like, I can admit when he's right about things, even though that dude's a fucking moron.
It makes it very, very difficult to agree with someone that you don't like. And here's that beautiful irony.
Maybe even to most people, I don't think that I'm like that.
In logical human beings. Ask yourself what your actual end goal is.
In this, the end goal is we buy game, we keep game. That's the end goal here. It's pretty fucking simple.
Is your end goal to achieve a certain objective? If it is, then logically, anything which helps you achieve that objective is a bonus, is a positive, is a thing you should probably do. If you achieve that objective quicker by being liked by lots of people,
I can tell you that banning stop killing games in your chat, that ain't it, bro.
and having them rally round you and support your cause, even if they disagree with the cause because they like you so bloody much, then surely, logically, you should spend your time making sure people like you, because then you can go and do whatever you wanted, and then they will support you. That happens a lot.
I think Pirate Software needed to make more videos about it. I think he needed to make more videos talking to people face-to-face, or like online face-to-face. You know what I mean? Like in Discord, that's kind of face-to-face. Not real life face-to-face. But like, he needed to actually have conversations with people who agree with him, who disagree with him, who are in the third party, like, don't agree with anybody, they have their own take. That's what he needed to be doing, instead of being like, nope, I'm right, you're all wrong. Ban, 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 ban.
We've seen it all the time. So many people that we look at and do objectively wrong things, but people keep defending them and keep liking them because they like them. But what happens when pride gets in the way? What happens when ego gets in the way?
You start banning people for trying to tell you that you're wrong. That's what happens.
What happens when you are faced with a choice? On one hand, you can make people like you, but it will hurt your ego and hurt your pride. However, in the long term, it will probably help you achieve your goal because people like you.
Yeah, fuck the ego, fuck the pride. Don't need either one of those.
On the other hand, you can defend your pride, you can defend your ego, you can not admit wrongdoing, you can never admit to being incorrect, but that comes across as arrogance, and therefore people dislike that, so actually, ultimately, you are harming achieving the objective you want to achieve.
Okay, here we go. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Alright, I kind of get where he's going with this now. He was a little bit wrong there for a little bit. I don't think he actually knew where he was going. I don't think he had a plan for this.
Hey Josh, your mic is making a weird sound when you talk. Yeah, I've got a massive, huge air conditioning unit going on.
That's crazy that he's got an air conditioner. They usually don't over there in the UK. Like, that's actually a thing. People don't use air conditioners because it usually doesn't get that hot. But apparently past few years, it's been getting pretty hot over there. Been getting a lot of heat waves.
I'll turn that off in a minute. We'll see what happens. Let's see if the room's cold enough now. All right. How are we doing now? A bit quieter? It should be a little bit quieter. Keep the AC on. It is needed. Yeah, I know it's needed, but it was crazy warm in this room. Let's see how it is now. Anyway, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about the idea that in order to achieve a certain objective, you need often allies, people to agree with you, people to support you.
Yeah, who out there is agreeing with Pirate Software, like who is in the public eye? Even Destiny himself disagreed with Pirate Software and was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And he's on like, same political aisle as him. Which, like, respect to Destiny for that. I don't like Destiny, but, like, I watch his content sometimes. Sometimes he's pretty based. Sometimes he's a fucking idiot. Sometimes I don't like Sex Pestiny.
And you do not bully someone into supporting. You do not belittle someone into supporting you. You do not beat someone until they agree with you. Because the very actions you are taking are themselves detrimental to making that person the ally that you need.
Yeah, but, I mean, Pirate Software, he kind of did that to himself, where he was like, nope, you can eat my whole ass. Nope, I'm going to actively tell people to not sign up for this. Like, he brought it upon himself. And then banning people from the chat, banning Stop Killing Games from the chat. Like, you're just making it worse. You're trying to forget it ever happened. You're trying to erase the drama. Like, you didn't completely, like, fuck this whole movement. Which, he didn't. He didn't completely fuck it. He did do some harm to it. A lot of people saying that this whole thing failed because of Pirate Software. I don't think so.
Need them to be. And I feel that, unfortunately, that is the situation that we've got ourselves into. When I messaged Pirate Software, part of the things that I said was, he has knowledge that I don't. And that's vital. It's very, very important that any system, any idea, any proposal for systemic change is opposed honestly and genuinely by people who have the knowledge of the consequences of that decision. It's very important that happens, because by sharing the knowledge that we all have, that's how we make objectively correct decisions going forward. This should be how politics works. But it isn't. Politics is a popularity contest. That's all it is. If I wasn't a streamer or an actor, I would have been a politician immediately. That was like plan B. It was, when I was growing up, I'm like, I want to be an actor. And Mum says, that's a very difficult job, you know, you've got to be able to pretend lots of things. I went, I'm going to be a politician. She went, exactly the same job. And that's when I realized that was it. Ross has been leading the Stop Killing Games initiative, and I think that one of the most powerful parts of that is the name. The name is evocative, Stop Killing Games, but it doesn't always explain the full story of, we will stop doing this by implementing systemic change. And
it's not supposed to be like a bill or anything. It's not supposed to propose anything. It's literally just like, we want to stop killing games. We want you to stop killing games. Let's talk about how we can do that. That's literally, it's an initiative to initiate things to happen. It's not the thing that is happening. I don't know what's so hard to understand about that, but even the smartest people on the internet can't fucking grasp that.
That systemic change will have wide-reaching implications for the games industry.
Did Josh Strife Hayes read it? He's gonna have to let us know he read it before he puts his 2 cents in on it, because like, he's half right in this whole video, but he's also completely wrong on the other half.
And there are many people on both sides of the argument who have good points who need to be listened to. And it's very important that we do listen to those.
The initiative should go through so we can have these conversations. We're having the conversations too early, before the initiative can go through. That's what the initiative is for, is to have the conversation. Come on, man. You're almost there.
People, but what it's also remarkably important we remember is that once someone dislikes you as a human being, as a person, once someone hates you on a personal level, you've lost their support for your side of the argument. Even if they would agree with parts of it.
Not me. I mean, I get it, yeah, but like, not me. You know? Because I'm a leftist. I'm on the left. I am a Christian anarchist. But I didn't abandon the left and just become a conservative because the left hates me. No, I'm still left.
They will push back because of you. I should be a politician. I was considering it. I really will consider it. But I find that playing a book is much more fun. We're going to sit down, we're going to play a book. Yeah.
I think Josh Strife Hayes would be more powerful as a streamer. I don't think he should be a politician. I think that he could sway politics by being a streamer. Honestly, I think it'd be better. But let's get off the politics thing.
And people say, this is a very important thing to also remember. People said the death threats have been a huge turn-off in supporting Stop Killing Games. Let me explain something that's very, very obvious to lots of people, but some people still have a struggle with. There are a surprising, a shocking, a scary number of people out in the world who don't actually care about the objective of any given social movement, but they will hijack it as an excuse to be horrific human beings.
So fucking true. So fucking true. I think this is true with politics mostly. Especially in the insane left. Not the left. When I say the insane left, people on the left immediately think that I'm talking about them when I'm literally talking about the types of people that Josh Strife Hayes is talking about. People who pretend. People who hijack the movements just to be horrible fucking people.
They will hijack it as a smoke shield to send hatred to certain people. They
True.
will do something in the name of something else, because that way...
I'm gonna join Black Lives Matter because I hate white people and I'm gonna riot. Completely fucked up that whole movement. I was on board with it at first.
They feel that they are not responsible for their actions. They are doing it as the champion of whatever cause, as the avatar of whatever greater power than them. So when people are sending hatred from one side to the other, or from the other side back to the start, the people sending that hatred actually often don't care about the outcome of the initiative one way or another. They literally see it as a vehicle to deliver hate, because to them, that's the most important thing. They don't actually care about the outcome. They care that they can use that as an excuse to be a horrible human being.
A lot of cases, probably most cases, they just think it's fun. They're having fun out there.
And when people say, I would support the initiative,
they're just a bunch of Johnny Somalis out there hijacking movements so they can crash out, cause chaos, because they're just chaotic beings. They don't give a shit.
But there have been people on both sides who have done horrible things.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. We don't want those people either. Those people were never here to support the initiative.
You can't say both sides, though, because people accuse you of both sidesism.
Those people just saw a large social movement and using the anonymity of a crowd or the anonymity of online entertainment, used it to throw hatred to the other side. They're not achieving anything. They're not furthering their goal. They're not bettering themselves or others. They are doing awful things in the name of something that doesn't want them to take its name.
Also, I don't think Josh Strife Hayes has done any research really into pirate software at all. What he's done, who he is. I think he just knows him as the streamer. He knows him as what he sees in YouTube Shorts.
There are idiots everywhere.
Yeah.
People from many YouTuber communities.
Yep. Even the people right there sitting at the top who everybody thinks is the smartest person in the world. Fucking idiots. Bill Gates. Look at Bill Gates. Look at all that he's built. He is a billionaire because of how smart he is. Fucking moron.
Have thrown hate at me in emails, in DMs, in YouTube.
Usually the smarter you are about a given topic, a given subject, the dumber you are in other areas.
YouTube comments, in Twitch kind of comments. I don't believe that those people have been personally sent by whoever's name they're acting in. I don't think they've been personally organized by whichever larger streamer
True.
or larger content creator or organization. I think they're just a little bit unhinged. They're a little bit unsafe. They're a bit unwell. They've got a bit too enfranchised.
Bro, people think that I am the type of person that Josh Strife Hayes is talking about. I'm just gonna call him Josh. Like, people say that I'm a violent person because of the words I say, and I'm like, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. It's just words, man. It's not real. Quit pussy aching.
to one specific thing, and they think they are justified in doing horrific things in the name of said thing, as if it will gain them favor with said thing. And that is just, unfortunately, unwell.
A lot of people will be like, Fables, you're wrong. You're a piece of shit. Fuck you. I hope you die, you fat piece of shit. Which is absolutely insane. Like, the I hope you die part, and like actually making threats against me, or not really threats, be like, I hope this terrible thing happens to you. Like, come on. That's disgusting behavior. You're the one calling me a piece of shit, but I'm not sitting here saying that somebody should get cancer. That's crazy. That's insane.
That's what, it's mentally unwell. That's what it is. So when people say, I disagree with both things because there are awful people on both sides, yeah, there are, but neither side want those awful people. They're not a good. It's remarkably parasocial behavior. I've seen people do things in the name of something which should never have been done. The internet does reduce the difficulty in order to harass someone. So to loop this back to the start, I disagree with pirate software on an intellectual level based on what I think the outcome of Stop Killing Games will be. But I don't wish him harm. I think he deserves a level of safety, a level of civility. Many people have messaged me saying, but why on earth are you offering him this level of respect when he's done this and this and this and this and this? Guys, please remember, what you do reflects on you.
Yeah, I agree. But when you are defending him saying wrong things and you're not looking into it, and then you want to make a 30-minute video about it, you know, you kind of lost the plot a little bit, I feel. I feel like Josh Strife Hayes is trying to be like an emotional lecturer, trying to be like the bigger person, you know? And sure, yeah, I get it. But in doing that, he's wrong about a lot of things because he's blinded by it. He's blinded by being the bigger person. Oh, this guy, he's really bad to his community. He's got a toxic community. I'm gonna be the bigger person and just let him keep doing that. Yeah, I don't get that.
What other people do reflects on them. How anyone chooses to treat the people around them.
Yeah, what other people do reflects on them, and also what big people do who have a lot of power, what they do reflects on the entire internet space. So you gotta call it out. And Josh Strife is not calling out pirate software at all. So why talk about it at all? He should have even got himself involved in this. Because now Josh Strife Hayes has kind of pulled himself into being an idiot too. Not as big an idiot as pirate software.
Them shows their character. No one else's, just theirs. I think it's the right thing to do to reach out to someone and offer them a level of respect and a level of understanding and a level of connection.
I wonder what him and Pirate Software talked about. Did he tell him that he's wrong about things with Stop Killing Games and that he needs to stop being so emotional and like talk to people about Stop Killing Games to see what he was wrong about? Did he actually do that? Or did he just like try and talk to him to calm him down to make him feel good? I don't know, man. I'd like to see what those messages are, but if he's not going to release them, like, you know, people are just going to keep thinking you're an idiot, dude. And your chat's going to blow smoke up your ass. By the way, I have not changed my feelings on Josh Strife Hayes at all. I still love the dude. I watch a lot of his content.
Even if they are my opponent in this, because that is what I hope people would do for me.
He's like acting like there's two sides of this politically. But there's kinda, I guess, but Pirate Software isn't on the other side of it. He's just lying and completely wrong. Which makes sense, because he's an insane leftist freak, and that's what insane leftist freaks do. And Josh Strife Hayes doesn't see that. Probably because he doesn't pay much attention.
I would hope that I was dealing with someone in any conflict I have in life who would have that level of code, that level of civility. And if I want there to be more people like that in the world, I have to be one of them. So that's the way I did that.
Well, I think you're kind of going about it a little bit wrong. Like, you got the right idea. You're on the right track. But you still got to be like, hey, Pyre Software, like, I get it. I get what you're doing here, but you misrepresented this. Like, we're gonna be civil about it. I think we should have a conversation about it instead of saying, eat my whole ass. Nobody signed this because it's garbage. Like, he's trying to be the bigger person and telling everybody to be the bigger person, but Pirate Software was not doing that. He was not trying to be the bigger person. He was trying to be the top dog. Big brain, top shit.
It can be a difficult slope to keeping games alive. Yeah, absolutely. It really is. And people ask specifically, this is about the Stop Killing Games initiative. The Stop Killing Games initiative, as it is not finalised. Part of getting the signatures and getting it in front of the kind of European Commission is the process of finalising it.
Wait, hold on. No, I think he's misunderstanding what the initiative is. Not finalized. It is finalized. Stop Killing Games initiative is finalized. It is literally just to start the conversation on what we should do to stop killing games. It doesn't actually put out anything like any kind of roadmap of what we're gonna do and like what developers have to do. It literally just talks about, hey, we have to stop killing games. That's it. That's the only thing it says.
Getting the people who have the deep systemic knowledge from both sides of the debate to sit down and say, right, how do we protect game developers without making it impossible to make games and make sure that people have access to the content and the goods that they've paid for and, hopefully, not destroy art? Because I'm coming at this from an MMO point of view. I've never spent that much time playing WildStar. I really wish I could. Now, there's a private server out there somewhere, but I don't want to get too involved in that because I don't trust them. If there was some kind of official way that I could at least walk around the world, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, like open servers. Like if you have a server browser in the game, that'd be great. Because then you can see what's popular, what everybody's going to, what's reviewed the best.
I think it would be a real benefit if I could go back into Otherland, but I can't because it's just gone. I'm coming at this from a game preservation point of view as well. And people keep asking really specific questions. What about this? What about this? What about this? The point of getting the 1 million signatures is to get it in front of people who are able to hash out these answers so we can find answers for the fringe cases. You don't propose a law to Europe and they just say yes or no.
It's not proposing a law, though. This is not trying to be a bill. This is literally just trying to open up the conversation. I think he's still misunderstanding. Unless I'm misunderstanding him, I think he's misunderstanding what Stop Killing Games is supposed to be. Like, it's just a conversation starter so we can start talking about what we're going to be doing. And I mean, it says some things in there like suggestions and like how we can do things, but nothing in it. Okay, well, like, so the Stop Killing Games initiative is finalized, but it's not everything. It's like the starting point.
No, you propose an idea for systemic change, and if enough people think the change is warranted and valuable, then people who have the ability to make it sit down and actually then discuss it, actually then talk about it.
I also kind of don't trust lawmakers to actually make good decisions around this. And I think there are a lot of other things that need to be done too, like getting gambling out of games, getting microtransactions out of games that are for kids.
The movement can indeed spill over into books. What are examples of games getting killed that you guys miss? Let's be real though. So we can't go back and play Otherland. That's not playable anymore. I believe was it Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 that only came with the disc that allowed you to download the data from the server, and the server's now offline, so you can't play that anymore. We've lost that.
I didn't even know about that. I think I did know about that. I think I made a video about it, but I completely forgot about it.
Lots of MMORPGs have unfortunately been lost to time that we can't go back on. Star Wars Galaxies is no longer playable at all. Otherland was a real shame.
That's not true. Star Wars Galaxies is playable. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. I don't think Strife Hayes did any research on anything that he's talking about. But I'm not mad at him for it because I do the same shit, man. I'll say some shit that's blatantly wrong that I think is right. That's just like I'm almost right about, but I didn't do any research. So I'm not going to give him shit for that. Oh, wait. Yes, I am. You're wrong, Strife Hayes.
There's so many video games that are not archived online.
True.
Terra, that's gone. Some of the old Uncharted multiplayer things, they're not available anymore. The original Overwatch, Wildstar's gone.
The Last of Us multiplayer, gone. To the point, like, people didn't even realize there was a multiplayer for that game. I had somebody confused when I was talking about The Last of Us multiplayer, and they were like, what the fuck? No, The Last of Us was not multiplayer. Yes, it was. It had a multiplayer. It had an online versus mode. And it was really fun.
And we don't expect companies to maintain these forever. We know they're going to eventually die. What we're saying is, once they have gone, once they have died, can we pass on the code that they were in a way that allows the fans to continue living there?
And that doesn't mean that we have to outright give up the source code. That just means that, like, change a little bit of the code to where it opens it up to third-party server support. And then you can shut down everything else. You ain't got to mess with it. If you want to release a patch here and there, sure. But, like, you ain't got to touch it no more after that. That's done.
Experience it again. Art does not need to die. Art can be maintained, especially in a digital age where digital memory can be produced pretty quickly. I just don't like seeing art that people have worked on die. I think it's a shame.
True.
But no, today's plan, now we're talking about drama. Now we've got you guys all in. Anthem. You know what? I never played Concord. I'm not saying Concord's good.
Yeah, it's just a shame that we can't play it. It's completely gone. It's dead. I was curious. I wanted to play it. I was willing to play it if it went on sale for like $5. I would have bought it for $5, you know, tried it out for a couple hours. If I didn't like it, I'd refund it. If I did like it even somewhat, I'd keep it. Or if I had an inkling that it was going to get better, I would keep it. But nah, they shut it down. Nobody can play it. It's gone.
It probably wasn't. But I do think it's kind of a shame that I can't play it now. Do you guys ever think that one day you and your mates would be like, all right, guys, we're going to play Concord?
Yeah, I was worried about Mind's Eye. I thought they were going to pull it from all the stores, that we weren't going to be able to play that game. No, it's still up. I'm glad. I'm glad for it. Because even garbage shit games should stay up because, you know, they're fun. They're funny. They're a good time sometimes if you play them the right way, like Ride to Hell Retribution. Garbage. One of the worst games, if not the worst game of all time. I love that game. It's so bad. It's so fun to make fun of, so fun to laugh at.
That's going to happen. That would be cool if it could. Like, I don't like the idea of the game, but I also don't like the idea of it being gone forever.
Yeah, and we just can't make fun of it, you know? It sucks.
I can personally think something's bad while also thinking it has a right to exist and that there will be a subset of people, a subculture, who value it and want to continue it, to want to live in it, to be there.
Just saying, living in the sunlight. That song, whatever that one is, I don't remember. We'll have a wonderful time. That song that's in the SpongeBob, that episode. That song's awful. Complete shit. I wouldn't choose to listen to that song. I'm glad that it exists so it can be in something like SpongeBob because it fits so perfectly in that episode. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, I do actually unironically like that song. Or I guess ironically, I don't know. It's a terrible song. I love it. It's funny.
Not all art has to be for me, but I can still value it as art and think that the people that do love it have a right to be able to continue experiencing it.
And another example is like, what if you get a game, fails on launch, everybody hates it, it's garbage, but 10 years down the road, everybody's like, I think we're a little bit too hard on it. I think everybody should start playing, and then they do, and they're like, oh wait, no, it is good. We were completely wrong. What were we thinking 10 years ago? Well, that's not going to happen now because that game's just nuked from orbit. It's gone.